Today, we're going to dive into a different kind of strength. It's one that you don't find in being the loudest person in the room, but in the focused power of stillness. We're about to uncover how real, lasting power doesn't start with a shout. It starts with silence. It's a pretty counterintuitive thought, isn't it? I mean, we're always taught that to get noticed, you gotta make noise. But this quote, it suggests that true strength is actually quiet. It's observant. It operates on a whole other level, preparing and building while everyone else is just reacting. So, that idea leads us right into our first principle, finding strength in stillness. This is where we're going to see how silence isn't some empty void. It's actually the foundation of self-control. And this, right here, shows a fascinating contrast. The modern world is constantly pushing us to talk more, to explain ourselves, to announce every single move we make. But if you look at history, what it really rewards is something else entirely: self-mastery. That quiet, internal work you do long before you ever try to master the world around you. So we really need to redefine what we mean by silence. It's not about doing nothing, it's the absolute highest form of self-control. Think of it like a disciplined space where you gather your strength, kind of like a river building up force before it carves right through solid stone. This is where the real power starts. Okay, so that stillness, it naturally leads us to our next big idea: controlling your attention. See, once you've carved out that quiet space, the very next step is to discipline your mind, because wherever your attention goes, that's exactly where your energy is going to follow. And this chart, I think this illustrates a problem so many of us have. Our minds are just scattered. They're being pulled in a million different directions by other people's opinions, our own knee-jerk reactions, constant worries, and just endless comparisons. We're basically drowning in noise. And the result of that scattered mind? It's simple, and it's direct. It's constantly leaking energy. Every unnecessary thought, every reaction you give away, it's a drain on your personal power. Most people are exhausted not because they're working too hard, but because their attention is all over the place. And the cost of this isn't just, a little bit of lost focus. We're talking about wasted mental strength, we're talking about stolen momentum, and maybe most importantly, every single time you react without thinking, you're basically just handing control over to someone or something else. But here's the amazing part. When you reverse that process, this incredibly powerful feedback loop just kicks right in. When your attention is disciplined, it stops that energy leak. That allows your energy to compound. And as your energy grows, your progress doesn't just start, it accelerates. Now, this whole principle of compounding energy leads us perfectly into our next theme: the wisdom of patience. Because true, lasting growth, it almost always follows the rules of nature, where timing and rhythm are so much more powerful than pure urgency. I mean, just think about it for a second. The sun rises every single day without an announcement. A seed grows in total darkness and silence. The most powerful forces on this planet move quietly and steadily. Nature is basically teaching us that you do not need noise to be unstoppable. And here, you can really see the two sides of the coin. Panic, which is really the enemy of greatness. It rushes you, it clouds your judgment, it just demands immediate relief. But patience. Patience waits. It sharpens your awareness, and it helps you focus on building a strong foundation instead of just chasing a quick fix. This completely changes our relationship with time, doesn't it? It's not some enemy we have to fight against. It's a tool. Time literally acts as a filter. It weeds out the uncommitted while it sharpens and refines the disciplined. So all this internal work is great, but how does it translate to the outside world? Well, it all comes down to letting your results do the talking. Because at the end of the day, achievement is the only explanation that truly matters. And I want you to really, really think about this for a moment. Why do we feel this constant need to explain our process, or to justify our intentions, or to defend our choices? What is driving that impulse? Well, here's the stark, honest answer. That urge to explain, it almost always comes from a lack of inner confidence. Real strength doesn't need to beg for validation. It just delivers proof. When you truly trust your process, you don't feel the need to broadcast it to the world. And right here, you can see the two paths so clearly. On one side, you have loud effort. It's all about seeking approval from others, and the usual outcome there is just exhaustion. But on the other side, you have quiet effort. It's focused on mastery, and its natural, inevitable outcome is authority. The ultimate truth is really this simple. Your results are an honest reflection of your habits, your discipline, and your focus. They speak for themselves in a way that words never, ever can. When your results are clear, all the arguments just become irrelevant. All right, let's tie all of this together. Now we're going to see how inner mastery, all of this quiet, disciplined work we've been talking about, becomes the one true source of external authority. So, what is inner discipline, really? Well, it's not about performance, it's about character. It is the strength to do what must be done, especially when no one is watching and there's absolutely no immediate reward. That is the engine of real authority. And this chain just shows you the whole connection. Inner discipline builds a consistent character. That consistency earns trust from others. And that earned trust, well, that creates natural authority. It's a process, and you simply cannot fake it or skip steps. This is the ultimate expression of that power. When you've mastered your inner world, your reactions, your emotions, you become unshakable. See, emotional reactions hand your control over to other people. But calmness, the kind that's born from discipline, it keeps that control right where it belongs, with you. And so we end with a question for you to take away. We've talked all about attention being the gatekeeper of your energy and your power. So just take a moment to reflect. Where did you truly invest that priceless resource today? Was it on things that build you up or on things that just drain you?